Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you both for being here this morning. In 1975, Westpac had 777 regional branches. That was 28% of the Big Four regional network. That number has shrunk to 186, a 76% cut, yet the Australian population has increased 86%. NAB in 1975 had 760 regional branches. This was 27% of the Big Four regional network. That number has shrunk to 280, a 63% cut, yet the population has increased 86%. The task force, the Regional Banking Task Force, final report was released 6 weeks ago. Banks have closed since then, before the enforcement starts in July. Banks have quietly closed or issued closure notices for 72 branches across regional, rural and remote Australia. That is nearly as many banks closed in 42 days than were closed across the entire year in 2021. I want to talk about the power of the banks. Who owns the banks? We know it's super funds and nominee companies. Could you take it on notice to tell me who actually owns the banks through the nominee companies, please?
Well, we would definitely have to take that on notice, Senator.
Both NAB and Westpac.
Well, sorry, Senator, this is, you probably can only ask Westpac to take that on notice. This is Westpac. NAB is next.
I'm sorry, I thought Mr Green was with National. Sorry.
Yep.
Could I take that on notice, please?
Yes, certainly, Senator.
Justice Hayne in the Royal Commission said that the Big Four banks act as a cartel. He asked that question. When I chaired the 2017 inquiry into lending to primary production customers, I found the same thing. The products across the four banks are almost identical. There is no competition, no meaningful competition. I found a lot of dishonesty, a lack of care for customers, and we listened to the Financial Services Union this morning, a lack of care for the people in the bank. What you're getting from the bank is an implicit taxpayer guarantee that the government will bail you out or bail you in. The four pillars cannot fail. That improves your credit rating. You're not allowed to go bankrupt. But that gives you control of the market, which reduces accountability. The second thing you get from the government is a term funding facility that started in 2020. $188 billion at 0.1% from the RBA. You re-lend that at commercial rates at 5% or back to the RBA itself at 3.35%. That's risk-free. The Big Four control the market, control governments. Do you acknowledge that?
Well, Senator, on behalf of Westpac, I'm here today to talk about the way we provide service through our branch network and other channels to the customers. As far as the way that we do that, we try and do that in the way that's most effective for that customer group. And as I said, that's a combination of physical, virtual, digital, by the telephone, and as I said, also we're starting to see many customers opt into video. So that's really the focus today. I'm talking about how we provide services to our customers.
That's good. I'm pleased to hear you say that, because what I see, you've got a very strong backing from governments for many years. That means you have an obligation to serve the community, not just in transferring cash to members who request it, but other services that, as the other senators have said, are vital. So you're getting a very strong guarantee and support and control of the market through the government. I would normally say if a company wants to pull out of an area, that's their business. But you've got an obligation to serve the community comprehensively because you've got the power of the government behind you. You are getting a hell of a lot from the government. Why don't you recognise that responsibility to provide a comprehensive service?
So thank you, Senator. And one of the things that we're hoping to do by engaging today is to talk about the way that we provide those services. And choosing to partner with Australia Post, which is also a government organisation, is one of the ways that we'll provide services going forward, because we know that they have the strength of 3,500 locations across Australia where our customers will be able to bank.
In a paper titled The Australian Precedents for a Hamiltonian Credit System by Craig Isherwood, who's in the Citizens Party, he discusses the original Commonwealth Bank, which was formed in 1911, 1912. It provided a public bank to the people of Australia, small businesses. It got Australia on its feet economically and in world trade. Above all, it provided accountability because there was a competitor there that wouldn't go away, similar to the North Dakota State Bank. Governments colluded over many years to get rid of that competitor and eventually succeeded. There is now a postal bank underway, being formed. The Australian Post is now currently doing transactions on your behalf cheaply for you, saves you a lot of money, but the costs are being transferred to the taxpayer. So we need a community service obligation in legislation to make sure you people do your jobs in serving the community. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously it's up to the committee to make any decisions, but I feel that our decision to join the partnership with Australia Post for 10 years is part of our meeting a minimum standard for our customers. There are fees involved for the bank in using Australia Post. Obviously, they're commercial in confidence, and we believe that that's the right thing to do for our customers, to provide services where we don't have branches.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks.